The Japanese hang dry their clothes. While that may not come as a surprise for the majority of the world, for Americans, it's a bit of a culture shock. The act of hang drying usually exudes the image of outside and the sun. But I'm inside. We'll get back to why in just a couple minutes. For how technologically advanced Japan is, and for how humid it is all the time, why haven't they gotten on the dryer bandwagon? Hi, you're watching Japan Reality, hosted by me, Japan Reality. Along with my pajamas and underwear, we'll find out together why Japan hasn't opted to use dryers. The answer comes down to three simple things: culture, cost, and fashion. Because I found no good sources as to why the Japanese hang dry, I went to the next best place to get the general consensus: Yahoo Chiebukuro, or better known as Yahoo Answers. I found this post from over a decade ago. 日光消毒や風にさらす。日光に当てて風にさらすと消毒の効果があると見られています。At least that's what this Yahoo Answers post says from 2014. Can we trust it? Yeah, probably. I mean, the deadly laser beam we call the sun does emit UV rays, which do kill bacteria on your clothes. However, the wind part I'd like to argue with. While wind does directly correspond to evaporation rates, it does nothing to kill bacteria on your clothes. In fact, it could be detrimental to dry your clothes outside if there's pollutants in the air, or if the Gobi Desert in China decides to shed its top layer. Anyway, hang drying clothes is deeply ingrained into Japanese culture, so much so that I couldn't find information as to why they do it. If you watch the news or go to any weather website, they'll have information right there on the hang drying situation, whether it's muggy out or sunny out, or if it's raining outside, obviously. And if you missed all that, on the screens inside the trains, they have the hang drying report as well. Hey, post-production Japan Reality here, and I'd like to intrude for just a second. While the screens on the trains do show the weather, it does not show the hang drying conditions. I swear that in the past they did, so if anyone can prove me right, I'll be forever thankful. Anyway, back to the video and the next reason. Cost. The average cost of 1 kilowatt hour of energy in Japan is 31 yen. Since most of you probably can't conceptualize what 1 kilowatt hour is, let me give you a quick rundown, using my microwave. Here's my microwave. It has options for 200 watts, 500 watts, 600 watts, and 900 watts. I'm going to use the 500 watt feature. A kilowatt is 1000 watts, so 500 watts can be converted to 0.5 kilowatts. If I ran my microwave for 0.5 kilowatts for 1 hour straight, that would be 0.5 kilowatt hours. Kilowatt hours are simply kilowatts multiplied by time. When we multiply 0.5 kilowatt hours by our 31 yen average, it would have cost me 15.5 yen to use my microwave for 1 hour. So back to dryers. How much energy does the average dryer use? According to my very light research on the internet, it's between 600 watts and 1200 watts. If an average load takes 3 hours, then that's between 1.8 and 3.6 kilowatt hours of energy. If we convert that to money, that'd be 55.8 yen to 111.6 yen. While that might not seem like much, if you do a load of drying twice a week for 52 weeks, that would be almost 12,000 yen. If you have kids or a four-legged creature that likes getting dirty all the time, the amount of drying you do probably goes up significantly, so you might be looking at a bill of 20,000 yen per year. While 12,000 yen might not seem like much over the long term, if you're used to hang drying outside, why would you waste an extra 12,000 yen when you could spend it on literally anything else? The only pros of a dryer are not having to worry about what the weather is doing, heating your clothes to kill bacteria, softening fabrics like towels, and flexing on poor people. As a whole, I'd like to argue that Japan is slightly more fashion conscious than the US. I also live in Tokyo, which skews things because that's like living in New York City where people are more fashionable than average, but I hope you get my point. Dryers are really good at drying fabrics such as cotton, denim, and synthetic fibers such as nylon. But they damage everything else, like wool, cashmere, and so on. If you're hang drying everything already, you don't have to worry about what your dryer might damage. I'd like to state that many people in Japan do have dryers, but they usually reserve it for things like towels and bedding and those larger things that can take a while to dry. Okay, now back to me. I have wet clothes right here, and it's obviously very sunny outside. What am I doing? Well, first of all, it's for the video. I was trying to take this on a rainy day, but obviously that never happens. So we're gonna pretend that it's raining outside. And that it's super humid. If it's raining for like a week straight, where are you supposed to dry your clothes? For most people, there's two options. Option one is using your bathroom. They sometimes come with a drying feature. I find the drying feature to be a bit cumbersome and slightly useless, because as soon as I start drying clothes, someone has to take a shower. Most modern wet rooms in Japan, and when I mean wet room, I mean like one of these where, wrong way, where it's a bathtub. Don't know what's going on there. It's a bathtub and this wet room area. So like I have a shower here and ventilation. So the idea is that you hang dry your clothes right here, and then you obviously close this door, lock it to make sure the dog doesn't get in there, and then you have this option for drying. And there's heated drying and there is just regular passing air through it. So this is strong, this is low, sorry, this is high, this is low, and this is just regular fan stuff. Now, in essence, if I turn this on, then it should dry everything in this room. But as I said before, there's always someone that's wanting to use this room, so that if we're already drying things here, then I'd have to take everything out, and it's this whole big deal, so I don't really use it. So for most people, you hang it up like this. My setup is very novice at best. I mean, I have this like towel rack thing, but then I'm just putting on a regular, I have no idea what these are called, and I should have researched that. Please let me know. Yeah, but I'm just putting this on top of this, and like obviously my towels and my clothes are touching, but they do dry eventually. And there's so many more sophisticated types of drying racks that you can buy. There's a whole market for that, but I'm making do with what I got because I'm also cheap. But of course, there's two big problems when drying inside like this. One is that, especially in the summer, it increases the humidity by a lot. And that can damage your floor, damage your house in general, and just make you uncomfortable. In the summer, you can combat this by turning on your air conditioner or setting it to dehumidify, which is a common setting with air conditioners here in Japan, or you can get a standalone dehumidifier. I personally have all the options. In the winter, you can just simply turn on your heater and it'll dry out the room, which thus dries out your clothes. The second problem with hang drying inside is that it smells. No matter what you do with regular laundry detergent, it will smell that musty smell, like if you forgot a load in the laundry. That kind of thing. But luckily, Japan being Japan has a solution. And let me go get that for you. Heiyaboshi yo senzai, laundry detergent for drying inside. I don't know what they put in this, but it eliminates the smell. But of course, if your clothes take too long to dry, it will still have that musty smell. So if you do hang dry, putting it outside is your best bet. That's it for this video. If it gets enough views, I will not make a part 2 because there's nothing else to add. Bye bye.